Signore e signori, buonasera, benvenuti alla Casa Italiana Zerilli-Marimò della New York University for this evening that will celebrate the Italian and specifically the Napolitan way of making pizza. We're going to talk about pizza all night and we'll also eat pizza. Last week, on Monday, we presented a film called I Siciliani, and the guest of honor, as some of you may know, was Maria Grazia Cucinotta. And we had a line of people around the corner, about 400 people waited to come in, and they couldn't. And when we published the video of that long line of people, somebody asked, when are we going to be we Napolitans, protagonists of such an evening? And sure enough, we are basically paying homage to a great Napolitan tradition tonight. We are doing this in collaboration with two dear friends of Casa Italiana, Elisabetta Cantone and Francesca Silvestri, who are also the soul of an association, a foundation called Dressing Dream. And some of you might remember them because they brought to us an exhibit a few years ago called Star Wigs, with wigs used in cinema, in film productions from Cinecittà to Hollywood. And therefore, I would like to ask Elisabetta and Francesca to come to the stage and greet you, because it's thanks to them that we have this initiative this evening. Thank you, buonasera e benvenute.
Hi, welcome. We are very happy to come back at Zerilli-Marimò, and Stefano Albertini is our dear friends. This evening we celebrate the heart of Napolitan pizzaioli. As you know, is the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. And for my English.
No. It's a complicated definition.
Yeah.
We go back.
We would like to thank Stefano Albertini, Casa Italiana Zerilli-Marimò, the Association Verace Pizza Napoletana, Antonio Pace and Peppe Miele, and the MiBACT, the Ministry of Culture, Italian Culture, Direzione Cinema, for support and patronage. May I introduce to you Francesca Silvestri? It's my partner in Dressing Dreams. Her English is better than mine.
Thank you for coming here. I hope you enjoy all the evening event, and thank you to Stefano. And first, we have to thank our sponsor that for sure have been the one that made this evening able to become true. And there are Cinque Stagioni, that is the flour that is the best flour to make pizza. Angelo and Franco, that is the best mozzarella and ricotta, as Italiana can say. And also the most important producer of tomato in Italy, Ciro. That's it. And
Thank you very much. Grazie. So grazie Elisabetta, grazie Francesca. Just two words about what you can expect this evening. And as you know, we have a full house here. We have the library on the second floor full. There is people in the hall. So we are trying to put everything in the right rhythm so everybody goes home knowing a lot about pizza and the art of making pizza, and also having tried some really, really good pizza. So immediately after this brief presentation, we are going to have the presentation of a movie by Matteo Troncone. And Matteo, dov'è Matteo? Vieni Matteo. Matteo, who lives in LA, San Francisco, vieni sotto la luce.
San Francisco, as they say.
A San Francesco, has just completed a film, and the title is Arrangiarsi, Pizza and the Art of Living. Could we not invite him to an evening dedicated to pizza and the art of making pizza? So we are going to watch his film, and then we're going to have a discussion with him, with the president of the Associazione Pizza Verace and a few pizzaioli that are active here in New York. We're going to talk about Naples, the Napolitan way of life, and pizza. Matteo, what can they expect from your movie? Is it a documentary?
Thank you all. Grazie a tutti.
I actually refer to this film as a nonfiction narrative. It is technically a documentary, but I like to think of it as the way I edited it, the story. It's character-driven. It's not a documentary with a lot of talking heads and there is some information. Pino Aprile, for instance, there's a beautiful interview with him in Starrite Pizzeria, but this is a guerrilla renegade film. I made this film, it took me 7.5 years. I did everything entirely by myself. Everything. Thank you. And just very, very briefly, I get this question a lot. If you had a big crew, a lot of money, and beautiful camera equipment, would you make this film over again? And I would say no, it would not be the same film. It was important for me to actually live Arrangiarsi, to walk the streets of Napoli and to connect with street artists. And immediately I saw that there was a beautiful connection of pizza and Arrangiarsi. In fact, pizza is a beautiful form of Arrangiarsi, flour and water, a food for the poor. So that is kind of the thesis of the film, and you will see the themes, pizza, Napoli, and Arrangiarsi, but you also see the arc of the character, which is the spine that connects all of these, and the character being myself. I've sacrificed myself, and the sacrifice comes from the word sacred, to make something sacred. So I've laid down on the altar of of pizza for this. Thank you. Grazie mille.
Center seat, Matteo. And I invite the other members of the panel to come to the stage. I saw Pasquale, Rosario. Who else? The Associazione Pizza Verace. Do you want me to call you, each of you by name, or are you coming without a roll call?
Any seat?
Dove volete? Vieni qua. Separati da Rosario, che lo vedi troppo tempo già. Staccati un po' da Rosario, che lo vedi già troppo tempo. E come no? So I have...
Miss one.
We missed one. Roll call. There you are. Grazie. Allora, so why don't we start by each of you introducing yourself briefly. Say your name and what you do.
Rosario Procino, and I don't know what I do. I work with this guy.
And where?
I am a partner with Pasquale at Ribalta Pizza on 12th Street.
Hi, my name is Ciro Iovine. I have a very small place in 146 West Houston Street, Songhe, Napule, Pizzeria.
Peppe Miele, Associazione Verace Pizza Napoletana, North American Delegation, born in Naples.
Pasquale Cozzolino, pizza maker. Ribalta.
And we all ate at Ribalta last night, and I have to say, and I'm a complete snob. Trust me, I'm a snob. The pizza is very, very good. Very good. Complimenti. And I do not just say that. My name is Matteo. I'm the regista, the director. They also call me the pizzaiuolo.
Antonio Pace, prima napoletano, secondo fondatore e presidente dell'Associazione Verace Pizza Napoletana.
President and founder of the association that protects the real, true pizza napoletana. So the first question. You know that there is an American way of saying that says, pizza is like sex. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good. Do we agree with that? C'è un modo di dire americano che dice la pizza è come il sesso, anche quando non è tanto buona va sempre bene, ma noi non siamo d'accordo.
Ma la pizza è un'invenzione talmente geniale che nella peggiore delle sue espressioni è buona.
L'ha detto il presidente, the president of the association Real Pizza vouches for this American motto. But what makes a pizza a good pizza? What makes pizza something, the pizza that you guys make, different from the other ones that we find at the corner and eaten by the slice. One thing each.
How do you say fame?
Hunger.
Hunger. When you hunger, you make a better pizza.
That's a great ingredient. Thank you.
Passion. Passion.
Love.
What are you gonna say now? They say love, they say passion, they say art. No, you know what I'm gonna say since I'm not one of them? The pizza maker. That's what makes a difference.
Thank you. And Matteo, you're not, you said a pizzaiuolo, not a pizzaiuolo. Where is the truck now?
The Brown Bison, I was 1 month ago, I was on my way driving from San Francisco to the San Diego Italian Film Festival, and the Brown Bison blew up. It just blew up, and I spent the night there in the parking lot, of course. Yes. And anyway, this is, for me, this is deep Arrangiarsi, because I rented a car, I went to the screening in San Diego, I went back to San Luis Obispo, which is in the middle of the state, very beautiful place, and I discovered, along with Ribalta, I would have to say these are the two greatest pizzerias I've ever eaten at in America. It's called the Flower House. And so my truck blew up in order for me to experience the Flower House. And I would even consider moving to San Luis Obispo because I know I can get a very good pizza. So, or move to New York, yeah. But and for me also to say goodbye to the truck. Everyone says you can't let the bison die. You have to keep it alive, because this is my touring vehicle. I've been touring the film from town to town, Arrangiarsi style. But for me, I think it's time to have another identity, or to let go of that one. So it's a little ego death, as I say.
And while we talk about this, Julian, could you put back on the screen, please, the information to log on to the internet? Because Matteo is presenting this film, and he likes to be invited, do like he did tonight. And that's also a way for you to continue and have other projects. So what I would like you to do, use this to go on the internet on your little devices and let people know that you saw Matteo's film, and let them know that they can invite him to present it in schools, universities, and other spaces like this. And I think it's a beautiful tribute, not only to the art of making pizza, but to everything that comes with it. And for you, as you said, it's a research of identity. You discovered in the trip who you really are, the essence of yourself. And if I may say, you're not only from San Francisco, but you're also a bit of a Franciscan, in the sense of the living the essential and discovering freedom in total poverty. You said when you lost your wallet, you were completely free and didn't feel any need. So, would you please do this? Let people know about Matteo's film, and let teachers, professors, parish houses, whatever, invite Matteo to present his film. Of course, they have to pay a fee, and it only makes sense that they do, because it was not for free for him to make it. My question is it's going to be difficult for you to make another film. It seems like you put all of yourself into this one. How do you see yourself in the next few years? What project could you be working on?
That's a great question. You put, I think our job, and that's what the Napoletani taught me, is they put everything into that pizza, that one pizza. It's a handcrafted work of art. The same for the cafe in Napoli, the hand-pulled coffee. It's very different. So to answer the question, my next film will be a narrative film. It will be a movie, not a documentary. And I've already started to work on the script, and I will probably live in the Sierra Mountains of California to do that. I'm happy to live the film, because to me, you can sense the energy when a filmmaker, for instance, Fuoco al Mare, Fire at Sea. Did anyone see this? Fuoco al Mare, an incredible film, a genius. He shot that film himself, Giancarlo Rossi. He shot, and you can feel the director at all moments. He's behind the camera, and so you are living through him. And so this is what I like, to make films this way. So the next one will be, maybe I won't have food poisoning, maybe I won't have a crazy woman, impara vivere that, but it will be lived in some certain way, certainly from a spiritual perspective.
Wonderful. We look really forward to it. And now let's go back to pizza. So pizza has been proclaimed by Unesco patrimonio intangible, in the sense that it's not something that you can touch. So it's not the pizza that has been proclaimed a universal heritage of the whole world. But it's the art of making pizza in a certain way. It's the tradition that is passed on with the tradition. And just to give you an idea of other things that have been proclaimed, because I think for us Italians it was pretty new that the UNESCO, on top of having heritage sites, that, as you know, Italy still now, and we hope it will continue, has the highest number of UNESCO recognized heritage sites. I think there are more than 50. And they can be the whole center of a city, or they can be a single work of art, like the Last Supper of Leonardo da Vinci, for example, or the whole center of Florence. The language, the dialect is one of them. Flamenco dancing, for example, in Spain has been recognized as this kind of heritage of humanity. A particular way of communicating that they have in the Turkish mountain, when they whistle, because their voice cannot be heard from a valley to another, and they've developed this way of communicating through whistling. That's another kind of example of world heritage of intangible nature. Ma ci dica qualcosa su questa tradizione che si tramanda, che si passa nel fare la pizza. Cosa c'è di così speciale nel processo del fare la pizza che ha portato l'UNESCO a riconoscerla come questo patrimonio dell'umanità?
L'UNESCO ha riconosciuto l'arte pizzaiolo, non la pizza, come patrimonio dell'umanità, ma non ci sta nessun segreto, non c'è niente di particolare. Fare una pizza è la cosa più semplice del mondo. Il problema è che tutti vogliono reinventare la pizza. La pizza è stata inventata, è perfetta, non la si può reinventare, la si può cambiare, ma di cambiarla può solo peggiorare. La pizza ormai è quella, ed è una cosa talmente semplice. Io dico sempre che un cuoco, uno chef, che sa fare 1000 cose, non sa fare niente. Il pizzaiolo deve imparare a fare una cosa, la pizza.
Grazie. Al delegato per l'America chiedo qualche domanda per loro.
Well, it's exactly what our that words then he said, they are completely correct. It's like, pizza is such a simple thing, is a work of passion. That's why when they ask me, what is the word? It's passion. Why? Because you can make a beautiful dough, you can have all the ingredients then it's necessary to make. But if you don't put your passion into, it will never come great. And that's the secret, especially for Napoletan pizza. As he says, as Antonio says, it's nothing to be invented or to add to this product. The product has been done for 300 years, 350 years. And the things is like, not to lose it, not to lose the heart, not to lose the passion to make the product. That's what the heritage of the UNESCO was, select the heart of the pizza makers to be protected. What we do as an association, we make and recognize people like Pasquale, like Ciro, and in 4 continents around the world. Then they make this product, and they learn the heart of a continuation of the product. And that's what we aim, that's the goal, not to lose it. And I guess Pasquale, the one of the witness, and Ciro is like another one on my left and right, and I want you to add something to that, right? You are a chef. You are not just a pizzaiolo. What the president says was exactly that, right? A chef can learn 1,000 things, that doesn't learn anything. A pizzaiolo have to learn one thing, all right? How you do that?
I mean, now it's changed everything. I mean, when I started the master put us by the oven for 2 years. You can even touch the dough for 2 years. So it was impossible. Even if you want to try to touch the dough, so get out of here. You know. So now it's because first of all you got to learn how to cook the pizza before to learn how to make the dough, because it's very simple to do the dough.
When did you learn? Where was your...
That's funny. We were talking last night. I did the culinary school in Italy, in Naples, and the first wood-fired oven in a school was made by the gentleman here in my school. So I learned from this guy first, and then I had Gaetano Esposito. That was one. Yeah, it's a stage. You know, steps. And
let's give it to Ciro. Ciro, yeah, you can speak Italian, no problem.
Allora, io ho incominciato all'età di 13 anni e la prima pizza l'ho fatta penso a 17 anni e mezzo, dopo tanti anni di sacrifici con vari maestri pizzaioli. E niente, sotto a loro ho imparato tante cose, come diceva il presidente, i segreti. Una volta ci volevano anni per impararti questo lavoro, adesso penso che va un po', è cambiato un po', quindi io resto sull'old school forever, sempre. Da pulire i bagni, prima ebreo furn, insomma.
So that's exactly what one of the gentlemen on the movie, Peppe Astarita, said in your documentary. You need 3 people. The pizzaiolo is the one that makes the dough and actually stretch with the ability of the Neapolitan pizza makers. You need the fornaio, o pizzaiuolo. It's not just an art, it's like, you know, it's a combination. So il fornaio is the one that bakes the pizza, so it needs to communicate with the oven, because the third part is the oven. You can make everything right, and you can burn in 15 seconds if you don't know what you're doing. So that's what the key to make that pizza is, like that combination. Are you agree, Rosario?
Absolutely. It's such a pleasure to look at them.
Una domanda per Rosario. Yeah, you were sort of pioneering in New York this wave of true Napolitan pizza places, and there are several, like the Sango Napoli, Ribalta, and several others, I have to say. When I arrived here in 1994, it was not that easy to find a good pizza. And you had to be at Arrangiarsi with what was offered. What happened? When did New Yorkers come to realize that there is a difference between different kinds of pizza, and how did you educate the New Yorkers to eat good pizza? From the point of view of the manager.
No, it feels silly for me to say, but you gotta blame me for that. No, I'm kidding. But you know, l'arte di arrangiarsi. I came in New York in '98, and as a Neapolitan born and raised, one of the things that I was missing the most was eating Neapolitan pizza. And you know, there was not such a thing over here. So I started looking from the outside, and Arrangiarsi, I decided to hire a pizza maker, scrounge a few money among family, and open up what is being considered the first real Neapolitan pizzeria in New York. It was back in 2009, and people was calling me crazy. They say, where are you going? Neapolitan pizza is not cooked, the slice doesn't stay, it's oily, it's juicy, you're gonna fail within 1 month. Why? You are opening across from John's of Bleecker, which was considered like a staples in New York. So that was another reason why they told me I was crazy. Long story short, first night, opening night, we had the restaurant 42 seats. The first night we made 420 covers. We had the line at the door from day one, and it was the biggest, you know, love affair between New York and Neapolitan pizza. Where I guess now, 10 years after, New York counts maybe 30, 40 Neapolitan-inspired pizzeria, and each city in America has 10, 15 Neapolitan or Neapolitan wannabe pizzeria. So I think it was a lot of suspicious, you know, people was like kind of, what is this? We are New Yorker, we know what is pizza. But then once we started, it was a love at first sight.
The first location was down on Bleecker Street.
We don't say. I don't own anymore. I sold it. Huh? It was in Bleecker. It was on Bleecker Street.
It was right across the street
from John's. Yes.
No
Yes, that was also a challenge. Yeah, there was. I honestly, one of the first things that people told me, what? Across from John's? And that was, who is John's? I didn't even know. I realized where I was opening, but it's funny, I gotta say.
John Pizzeria, right? No slices, no credit cards.
I owned the spa for 4 years, and we had the line at the door every night. Same way John's across the street had the line at the door. I barely seen people going from one line to the other line. It was two different products. I always say it's like comparing spaghetti with a noodle. They look the same, but they're so different. They both can be good, don't get me wrong, but they're different.
Thank you. The chairman here had a question regarding...
No, Ciro prima ha detto giustamente che ci volevano anni per imparare a fare la pizza una volta, perché in effetti si insegnava senza far capire cosa si faceva. Si fa così perché si fa così e basta, quindi dovevi imparare quel movimento senza capire. Oggi il nostro insegnamento è molto più veloce perché su ogni cosa che fanno i pizzaioli noi gli diciamo perché si fa e qual è il risultato che deve ottenere. Chi sa che cosa fa lo fa certamente meglio.
The secrets of making pizza was kind of untold. It was just a staging of a life, an experience into the pizzeria for young kids to learn, and there was never explained truthfully what was the secret, actually. That's the way it's make it, just do it and repeat. Now, thanks to places like Associazione Verace Pizza Napoletana and other places as well. But Associazione Verace Pizza Napoletana really start a school system, a school that is explain to you why things are done a certain way and open your mind to understand why it's done that way. And that's exactly what Mr. Antonio said, and I think we all agree with that. It's a good education makes you a pizzaiolo that is not just an expert on what you do, but is an expert in understanding what the product is produced.
One last question from me, and then we open up the conversation for a few minutes, and it's for Pasquale. Pasquale became very famous nationwide and beyond because he invented the pizza diet. All of you who tried any diet, I think at some point went crazy because you were craving for a pizza or a dish of pasta. Pasquale created a diet that has a pizza a day. And it became a sensation. CNN talked about it, all American newspapers. How did it work? How did you come up with the idea? Does it really work?
First of all, I gained some weight because I quit smoking. So instead of one pizza, I'm eating 7 now. Because when I'm craving a cigarette, I'm eating pizza. But joke aside, pizza, everybody blame carbs, but next to a pizza, usually you see a big cup of Coca-Cola, and the people blame the pizza, but the problem is the Coke, right? So I said, pizza Napoletana is very simple: flour, yeast, sea salt, and water. So it's like around 600 calories for pizza. Why let you get fat if you eat one pizza at lunch? So I did this diet, and then I lost weight eating Mediterranean diet at night, like proteins, vegetables, and one little pizza at lunch. Nothing wrong. Italians are the skinniest in Europe, eating pizza and pasta every day. So it's a very simple math. But I got the attention because it's weird to hear that pizza makes you lose weight. That's it.
And it's a dream.
It's a dream, yeah. I mean, I became a pizza maker because when I was a kid, my mom, I don't know, for some reason, let me eat pizza just once a week. So I said to my mom, I want to become a pizza maker because I want to eat pizza every day. So that's what.
But when you said that the diet was for pizza a day, but it's Neapolitan pizza. Okay, all right. And the reason I wanted, just because the low calorie from Neapolitan pizza, especially on the quantity of the cheese and the ingredients volume, speaks for itself. If you eat like a slice of good American pizza, and some American pizza very good, by the way, they don't have that luxury. They have really a lot more fat in that. So.
One slice may have as many calories as a whole Neapolitan
last night Pasquale invented a new pizza.
You invented.
Well, we created together. I named the pizza, and it's a marinara, but it has 4 types of tomatoes, and it's really beautiful, and it's also very light. And so my best friend Paola was remarking on how we ate so much pizza last night, but we didn't feel, we didn't have any digestive problems or anything. It's very, very light, and part of it, I think, is because of your rising is 48 hours. You tell me.
Right, we do the natural rising.
Yeah. So this pizza that Pasquale created I named it the Pizza Ciccio, and Ciccio is the man in the film, the contadino, who harvests the tomatoes. And so I had to name this pizza after him because he's working with these tomatoes every day, and he's so funny and so beautiful and thin. And look at how beautiful we are, right? So.
We have time for a few questions. The shorter they are, the more we're going to take. Emily, you're going to take the microphone.
So I assume you used a Canon camera. Oh, this is to shoot the film. What camera was it?
The camera, most of the entire film was shot on that $1,000 Canon camcorder called an HV40, and I bought it in 2009, and it had those little mini DV tapes. I mean, it's a complete antique at this point. And that was the camera that I used. I used 3 of them in total because they kept sending me, after a great struggle, they kept sending me that. And then when I had a little bit more money, I bought a DSLR called the Canon 7D, where I shot the beautiful views of Tuscany, where you could see the olive trees, and that was used with that camera, but it's still a very cheap camera. And what I discovered is that it's Arrangiarsi all the way, because if you have a cheap camera like that, you have to arrangiarmi, you have to realize the camera's limitations, and you have to find a way to make the picture look good. And I discovered very quickly that if I shot things in the shade, the colors would come out, and it would not look it would look not bad. So, and also, of course, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning or waiting till the light was perfect, which is absolutely my pleasure, to wait for 5 hours to take a photo, quite frankly. So that's what I used.
Next question. Yeah.
My name is Luigi, or Louis Tancredi. I'm from Naples, Italy, so I was glad to see all the scenes that in your film. But I also live in Naples, Florida, and I also make pizza. I paid my way through CCNY here and making pizzas here. And I make pizza at home. And I totally agree with all the ingredients that you mentioned that it's required to make good pizza. But I find there's one more. When I make pizza at home, using the best ingredients I can get, there's one element that I noticed makes a difference in the pizza. And that's the company that I'm making the pizza for. Absolutely. If there's love, if there's humor, if there's laughter, pizza cooks best, it tastes best. But I want to congratulate you. There may be an interest to get you down to Naples. There's an Italian Cultural Society that would be, I think, interested in showing the film.
Volentieri. This is.
Make total sense.
Yes, why not? Well, I heard in I think Epcot Center in Florida at the Disney World, they ship water from Napoli. I don't know if that's true.
I've heard that, yes.
Yes, I've heard that, but I'd be happy to. This is my heart's delight to share this film. I mean, why do we do these things? It's to share, really, and I love it when people laugh at Ciccio or whatever. And my whole life is a one form of Arrangiarsi another, including the merch table. There's my shameless plug upstairs is a form of Arrangiarsi, making T-shirts and things like that.
I'll follow up with you.
I would like to kill a myth. If there are the professors here and the pizza maker, it's not true that you can only make pizza in Naples because of the water. Based on what they said before, when old ages, every pizza maker used to learn from the grandfather, from the father, without knowing the technique and the chemical behind. So the chemistry, more than the chemical. They used to do in their way, and in their way they can only do with the water. Today, with the knowledge, a good pizza maker can change the dough based on the consistency of the water that he has and make a great pizza everywhere in the world. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, that's correct. Ribalta is proof of that, and the Flower House, absolutely. And I would also say that you're from Napoli, you have the anima, the soul of Naples that I have to say energetically is creating this, so I honor that as well.
I saw toward the end of the film, there's a brief sequence, I believe, of you selling photographs on the street.
Yes.
And then I said, oh, wow, that's the same photographs upstairs, so I want to give you a plug. So is that one of the ways you make your living?
Now, I had day jobs for years. I was a massage therapist, and at Esalen Institute, I ran the Native American sweat lodges. I was trained to do that by the Lakota tribe. I sundanced with them for 5 years in order to do that. So I got my VPN certification, and that way. And I also was a giardiniere, a gardener. Now, as of last year, I've just been touring the film, selling my photos, doing screenings, and mi arrangiavo, and it's my great pleasure. So, but that was on Ravello. I think that's where I was selling those particular photos. In fact, that's how I met the street artist Peppe Martinelli, the guy with the crazy white blonde wig. I was selling photos next to him. He was doing a spettacolo, a show, and he saw my photos and he thought, "Who is this crazy person?" And I thought, "Who is this beautiful crazy person?" And then I followed him for several days, actually, and also the other musicanti, is that the right word? Musicisti. I followed them for days shooting, and I had 135 hours of footage, and now it's down to 90 minutes, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut another 6 minutes because the distributors are requesting that, and we shall see.
Next question? Yes. And then last question back there, yes.
Ciao, ho una domanda per tutti voi. Quale pizza è la pizza preferita?
Comincia lei, qual è la sua pizza preferita?
La margherita.
Margherita. Pizza preferita? Ciccio, quella che hai inventato ieri.
Mi piace la marinara, but I would say the most beautiful pizza the most beautiful pizza is the one that you are eating.
Margherita.
Margherita.
He's learning.
Rosario, Granieri, guys.
Che pizza preferisci?
Napoletan style.
No, quale delle napoletane?
Margherita e marinara.
One.
Margherita.
I knew you would get the same answer from everybody. It's Margherita. Stefano, I want to say something. It's funny. I was on my way out, and you called Pasquale, Ciro, Rosario, and I say, "No, I'm leaving." And you say, "No, come." I think it was the Rosario you wanted to call, which is the other pizza maker. We are good. So let me introduce you. Mr. Rosario Granieri is another pizza maker here.
Hi, everyone. Granieri. From Italy. Soon I'm gonna open my place here in New York City. But yeah, I've been making tons of pizza at Italy, 5th Avenue at 23rd Street. I don't know if you guys know, nearby Flatiron building. Yeah, so the secret about pizza, I have an Instagram page that's called Pizza Secret. So I think the secret of pizza is the passion that you grow up during the years. That, it's like the gavetta. Back in Naples, we start when you are really young, like 8, 9 years old, working the pizzeria, like as a Ciro say, cleaning the dishes. Sometimes I used to work in my family restaurant, and my brother-in-law told me to go to wash the toilet. Because I had to start from there, so I can take the job inside my veins and my blood. And now that I'm 30 years old, I feel like I can, I learned something, and I can try to teach somebody, like, not just the pizza, the passion and the care about pizza. Because, at the end of the day, pizza is really simple, but it's really a serious thing that we put our face, our heart inside. Like those gentlemen right here, they are decades. They represent us as a pizzaioli and our tradition and our passion. Thank you to you. Thank you.
Hi. So I wanted to,
Last question?
yes, thank you so much. I'm looking for some other films coming from you because there were many films in that. There are a lot of stories and there's a lot to develop. My question was I didn't get the origin of the word pizza, which is something that has always fascinated me. And I also want to know also that Dutch girl, how she got down with the buffalo things. And lastly, why why did our pizza, except for New York, but why is American pizza so lousy? What happened, you know, with all the Italian-American heritage?
Okay,
Thank
two
you.
questions. First question, we have to ask
Three.
the Presidente and fondatore Pizza Verace. Da dove viene la parola pizza?
Ma certamente è l'evoluzione della parola pitta, che era dell'epoca romana, greca, greco-romana. E quella l'evoluzione finché è diventata pizza. E con pizza oggi si intende tutte quelle cose tonde e schiacciate, purtroppo. Pizza napoletana è un'altra cosa.
Probably it comes from the Greek Roman pita. There's this pita bread now, and then it evolved into pizza. And now in Italy, you refer to pizza as, because of the different pronunciation between the Greek and the Roman, and pita became pizza. And now in Italy, actually, you refer to pizza as everything that is round and pressed, including the films. They are le pizze del film.
Pitta, piesa, pizza.
And the other question is, why is American pizza so lousy? Not all American pizza is lousy.
No, really, it's part of the history. In the early 1900, was a lot of immigration from south of Italy. They brought this heart of making pizza, but they didn't find product, they didn't find even the oven appropriate to make and cook the true Neapolitan pizza. And back then, there was a formation of gastronomic culture here in America, I guess, and a lot of clash of culture were coming together, especially Anglo-Saxon and East European. So product that were available were certainly no plum tomato and no fresh cheese. So they adapted with a lot of vegetables, preserved meat, and so on and so forth. And because the coal ovens, rectangular shape, favored to larger pizza, they became to give a different size to the original product. And that's where I guess became an American pie, that when it's good, it's good. All pizza, when they are good.
Whenever people complain about American pizza, and I'm one of those too, I just say, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do.
I told you are a Franciscan.
I want to say the last thing about the pizza, because when I do pizza classes, I always say this funny thing. That Napoli was the only city in Italy eating pizza. The pizza came in the United States, New York, and the pizza became famous all over the world. And the rest of Italy started to eat pizza. So after New York.
Really? I remember when the first pizzeria opened in my hometown. It was like the most exotic thing ever. And New Yorker had been eating pizza 70 years, 80 years prior that the first pizzeria opened in my small hometown in the north of Italy. It was pretty lousy though. But I want to thank all of the people on this stage.